Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gamer Weekly. With me today is Bogdan. I get it?
Yeah, that's great. That's
See,
perfect.
fantastic. From Low Poly Interactive, thank you so much for coming onto the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. It is my pleasure. Hmm.
This is his first time being on a podcast, so I feel honored that I get to be the first one.
Yeah, the honor is all mine. I'm gonna apologize in advance for my Eastern European accent, as well as for my incoherency at some points, because it's a late hour here, so I might not make a lot of sense. So I apologize in advance.
Trust me, you are fine. I we've been having a conversation before this and it's been a-okay. So you're
Yeah, it's been
good.
fun for me as well. Yeah, thank you.
So currently you're working on a game called Viking Vengeance.
Yeah.
So what is Viking Vengeance?
So Viking Vengeance is an RPG inspired by Norse mythology with some twists and new mechanics. It is made in a low poly cartoonish environment. It's a hack and slash dungeon crawler in which you basically have to choose a god to pray to devote yourself to. You can bring offerings to him. You can use his skills in battle, even become its avatar for a short period of time. And yeah, you have to build your character around that god. Different gods have different compatibility. Uh, sorry,
You're
uh,
fine.
are more or less relatable to different classes of heroes. So we are trying to make something different, an RPG like never seen before.
So what attracted you to doing Norse mythology?
So I've been interested in it since I was a kid. It has always fascinated me. My co-founder, who is also the game designer of the game and wonderful artist, is a huge Norse mythology nerd. he he's the one actually writing the story. He's very passionate about Vikings, even the TV show and anything Viking related.
And then you guys went with a cell shaded look too. Was that
Yeah.
something initially that you wanted to do, and why did you want to go with that kind of style?
Well, we try to have a distinct look and hopefully, uh, I mean, we are indies. We have always been into low poly modeling. Actually, in 2011, we co-founded an online 3D modeling community called Low Poly Workshop, where we posted tutorials to teach people about 3D stuff. We hosted contests, so we were always passionate about this low poly style, as well as more cartoony, cell shaded texture type. Um, yeah, we've started as Warcraft 3 mooding. That started us in the game development, and yeah. I mean,
Which
we are obsessed with Blizzard games like Diablo 2, StarCraft, Warcraft 3, but especially Warcraft 3.
which mods did you do for Warcraft 3?
We actually were doing some crazy maps back then with anime like Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. So yeah. Also, one of our team members from Indonesia, Valk, he is the creator of a very popular game mode, which includes many popular anime called Dawn. It has like 4 million downloads in the Warcraft 3 community. It's a popular mood.
Because the only Warcraft 3 mod that I ever kind of played was
Mhm.
Dota, and I think that's
Oh
kind
yeah,
of like a lot of people
it's a
are going
big
to
one.
say that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the
yeah,
big one.
that's the big one indeed.
I,
Well, at some point we were all in the same community on Hive Workshop, and yeah, they managed to create something amazing. So yeah.
so you say that Viking Vengeance is a hack and slash game. Is it more in the style of like Diablo or I guess like Titan Quest, which is very similar and
Yeah,
like is it like you're you're looting a lot and constantly upgrading, or is it more like I don't know if Baldur's Gate is considered a hack and slash, but like that isometric kind of RPG look to it.
I mean, the looting is not to maximum in our case because we have a new kind of system for receiving the items, and as you advance and level up, you select the new skills as well as. I don't want to spoil very much before we test the demo next week, but I would say it's not very looty. It's more um, it's a different system in which you kind of receive some of the items at certain levels.
Okay. So if anything, you'd say it's more like story based.
Story based, and also, as I said before, it's the important part, the core part is the build of your hero in accordance to the god you choose. The god can also be customized through various runes you gather, and you can arm different skills on your idol, which would make your god avatar in game behave differently and have different skills as well. You know,
So which god would you say is like your favorite of the Norse gods to put in the game? Like which one to you is like when you see it in your game, you're like, this is my favorite one.
well, so far the working god, we only have one working god. The others are work in progress. So Thor is working at the moment in a very nice way, uh, quite bug free, and his skills are always cool to see and to create because it has to do with thunders, with throwing the hammer and stuff like that. You know, it's quite cool. But every god will get its fair share and fair representation in the game. So each one will have different unique abilities as well as different stats.
What would you say is your favorite part about Viking Vengeance so far that you've worked on?
That's a good question. I mean, so far this has been a learning curve for me. I have been the sole developer, so I've learned a lot of stuff while working on the game. But one of the favorite parts, I would say, is seeing the progress, seeing how what we discussed initially seemed like crazy ideas to transform into a god during an uh, RPG combat scene and basically smash your opponents, you know. Um, and now it's taking shape, and people who've seen it are impressed. So we are very excited about this.
Were you always wanting to make a uh, more of like an action role playing game from the start? Was this your vision in mind for the type of genre, or were you thinking about something else and then you were like, maybe this style could work better?
I mean, we have been very passionate about action RPGs and creating, even in the Warcraft modding era, we were making maps that were actually the characters were actually RPG, even if Warcraft was a RTS
Right.
game. Yeah, we've always wanted to make our own RPG and to bring something new to the table, something that users might consider interesting, hopefully.
Right. You can never know with people. It seems like everyone's really wish-washy about what exactly they want. It's like we want open world. We want
Oh yeah, yeah.
crafting. We don't want this. We do like it's so hard to really gauge. Oh,
To find
sorry.
the middle ground, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so hard to find like a middle ground of like what people want. So with you were saying before that you had some learning experiences. What would you say were like the key things uh that you learned from with developing this game?
Oh, I mean, a lot of technical stuff. The importance of planning and creating roadmaps and keeping your team updated with new builds, keeping a good discussion, a daily chat with the team, because we have people based all over the place, from USA to Asia to Europe. So it's important to have everybody connected and yeah, to reach the common goal, to bring all the ideas to the table.
Were there any ideas that you had to scrap for the game?
What do you mean? I mean,
Like
to
I get
create
maybe like an
that.
idea that was maybe too ambitious at the time and you had to just not be able to put it in the game.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of those, like even destroying some parts of the environment, which would cause other problems. And but we most of these ideas we didn't actually delete from our mind entirely. We still have them on a list. Who knows? Maybe one day, because
Right.
after we launch the game, we plan to create extra content and update it regularly and add extra game modes. So yeah, you never know when an old idea can actually be brought to life.
Because you guys are releasing a demo here soon, aren't you?
Yeah, indeed. We are next week on Steam and Discord, so if people would wish list us on Steam and join us on Discord. We are also gonna showcase the demo at the DevPlay convention in Bucharest next month on the 6th. We will have a booth there and hopefully get some feedback from the people coming to that event
Are you nervous?
about the booth. Yeah, it's the first time we have a booth, and the first time a lot of people will actually see the demo. We are still working on it. I have been coding all day today, still killing some bugs, still trying to make it all work. Some artists are working on the banner for the booth. Others are working on the music for the demo. Oh, it's a lot of hassle, but we love it.
Sorry, I
Very
sat on
stressful
the
period
cord.
though. Ah, no problem.
I will say, so I didn't have a video game booth, but the thing that I would recommend for your booth is make
Mhm.
sure that you bring hand sanitizer because you'll be shaking a lot of people's hands. And from what I've noticed is that you kind of people call it like the convention crud hand, where they're just like, I hate seeing my hand. It just feels disgusting. And
What?
also wear comfortable shoes. That's
Okay.
guaranteed.
So what about I'm gonna showcase the demo on my notebook with my mouse, mouse and probably headphones as well. So I guess
D-
those are not gonna be usable anymore, right?
Disinfectant all the way. Get those They're cheap.
Burn
Just
them, right?
because yeah, you don't realize just how like
Yeah.
grody things get after
I
a while. Like
haven't. I didn't think about this till you mentioned it. Yeah.
I remember when I went to Vegas, one of the things
Hmm.
that a lot of the booths had was chapstick, which was
Hmm.
really weird. But then you think about it, it's really dry there, and people's mouths get really dry, and so it gets really chapped. And people were taking the chapstick like crazy because like this is great to have because I am in so much pain right now from the chapped lips.
Incredible, right?
And it's such like a weird like niche thing to have too to be
Yeah.
advertising something on. So just having some random like thing that people wouldn't even think about, like, oh, okay, I guess they have this. Like, not only does it make it like memorable, but it's also like, yeah, I didn't think of that. Like, I've seen some where people
Right.
do like air fresheners. Like, why? Like, that's so weird to do, but it sticks with people's minds, and it's just something. It's karate chop the microphone. But yeah, I mean, if anything though, like going to those conventions is such like a cool experience, and you just end up meeting people that you didn't think you'd ever get to meet, and you get to see as well, like, hey, everyone else is really stressed about making their game too,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
it kind of makes you
It's
feel
always
better.
better. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
always better. The small joys of life, right?
Yeah, like there's even people that I've had on here where like I've had one of the developers from BioShock, and I'm like, in
Wow.
my mind, I'm like, that's like a perfect game, and he's like,
Mm.
if you would have seen behind the scenes, it's not like that at all. We were freaking out the whole time. Like we had some really good ideas going on, but there was definitely a lot of stuff that we had to cut out. And the fact that I was able to tell one of the developers of BioShock that I thought he made one of the best games ever made was that was an experience I never thought I'd get to have.
Yeah. It
So
made your day, right?
yeah, yeah, and it made his day too. He's like, "Oh, dude, please tell me how much you love my game, please, by all
Tell me
means."
more. Yeah.
So I guess to wrap it up,
Mhm.
oh well, so the demo you'll be able to play it from joining the newsletter or going onto the Discord, which is on the Steam page, and it's also
Yeah.
on your guys' website as well.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. But it's simple. It's just Viking Vengeance. It should be easy to find.
Viking Vengeance.
Yeah.
Everyone should go check out Viking Vengeance. But before that, I have one more question, and then I will let you go to bed because I know it's really late there.
Thank you. Yeah, it's 6 past 2 here in the at night.
What time is that? Six plus two? Like,
No,
or,
6 minutes past 2 at night.
oh, I thought,
It's
sorry, I thought you
two
said
o'clock.
six
2 o'clock.
plus two. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that must be
No,
like an
no, no,
international thing. I'm like, no, I'm
no,
just
no,
stupid and wasn't listening
no,
right.
no. I'm the one.
I was thinking of it kind of like international phone numbers, where it's like there's that plus in there, and then there's like a
Oh
bunch
yeah.
of. So I'm like, maybe they tell time like that. Like, no,
No, no.
no,
We
that's
are
not
not
it.
that crazy in Europe either.
So I guess to wrap things up, my final question is: what does making video games mean to you?
Wow, it has been my lifelong uh, desire, since I was a kid. I was dreaming to one day make my own video games. I've started with mobile games, as I told you before, but now to make higher quality games for PC and consoles, uh, I'm actually living that dream. So it's very fulfilling, even if it's stressful and it's not an easy life to be full in game development. Uh, if you're passionate about it, I mean, it's the only thing you'd see yourself doing.
I think I think that's a lot of people's dreams too. Is just they just want to someday just make that really cool game that everyone's gonna remember, and you'd be surprised on what games will be the ones that people remember the most. So
Yeah, like Goat Simulator, right?
it was an April Fool's joke, and then people really liked it.
Yeah, so who knows? who knows what people want? People don't know what people want, you know. So what's important is to follow your dream, I guess, and try to build your project, even if it's a game or a book or I don't know, music, art, whatever it is. As long as you're happy doing it, I think that's what you should try to do.
I think one of the things that I've carried from doing this show is just don't expect don't expect anything, but don't sell yourself short as well. You know, if
Exactly. Yeah.
you don't have the viewers, that's fine. There's always time to get more, and
Yeah,
then
definitely. What's
you'll
important is just be there, right? Be there,
right.
and that's more than half of the job done. If you continue to be there, at some point, it will gain more traction. More people will find out about it. You know, you'll manage to build a core group of fans who spread the news. As long as you keep working and keep grinding, I think it has to work. And it has to be the same in any industry.
In
Yeah.
my mind, I think of it as it's better to release something that's terrible than to never do it at
Oh,
all.
yeah. Indeed. Imagine yourself in 5 years or 10 years, you know, hating yourself for never trying. Yeah. So I totally agree with you.
I was that was actually a question that I was in an interview and they asked me like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Which I know is a really generic question,
Very
but
generic. Yeah. Very difficult.
I couldn't even answer it though because I was like, I don't know. Like, there's so many different things that I'd want to do with my life. It's hard to say like this is the thing that I want to do,
Was
but
this
I'll
a
tell people
job
like,
interview?
yeah, it was a job interview, and um, I mean, I tell people basically like, well, why don't you do what you want to do? I'm like, I'm doing this podcast. And they're like, well,
Yeah,
why aren't you doing
exactly.
something else? I'm like, I don't understand. Like, this is what I want to do.
This is what, yeah, yeah, you cannot lie. You know, they expect you to lie that you would love to work at that company or something, but
You
it
don't.
doesn't make any sense for you. Yeah.
I'm always down for any kind of opportunity, you know, like you never know how something's going to go. So you think like, oh, working here would suck. And then you work there and you're like, actually, this is pretty cool. I really enjoy this. And,
Yeah,
you know, you
yeah.
end up doing something that you didn't know that you were going to like doing. So yeah, you never know until you give it a go. I think that's been my biggest thing here. I've been doing this show for like God, almost 4 years now, and it's
Yeah.
still like you're still learning
Mm-hmm.
constantly. So you never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to respond back to you on wanting to do an interview. I've had some of the biggest developers in my eyes on this show, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I just feel like who knows? I never thought I'd get close to 100 episodes. You know, like that's something
Yeah,
mind
it's
blowing to me.
amazing. It's amazing, and you're basically living your dream every day, meeting the developers. Yeah, that made your favorite games. That's amazing.
I might not be making millions. I'm not making. I'm actually negative money for doing this for doing the show. Like I've never made a single dollar off of doing it. But to me, I don't really feel like that's the point of the show. To me, it's more of like I'm talking to people that make games that I think look interesting, and hopefully people think that they're interesting as well too.
Mhm.
And maybe they do like to hear me talk as well. That's cool. I actually met
Yeah.
somebody that um, that listened to the show, and they were in a state I'd never been to before then, and they're like, "Yeah, I actually have listened to your show." And I'm like, "Wait, did you like it?"
Wow.
Yes. What?
That's quite amazing.
It was incredible. And then like I can see like the like where people are listening to things, and I'm getting just random countries like Germany and stuff. I'm like, what? How are they finding this? This is so weird. But yeah, I guess the biggest takeaways you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
So
and continue the work, you know, and keep going. And at some point, you mentioned you aren't making any money from it, but yeah, but in the future you might if you continue. So
Maybe.
Definitely, if you continue, and there's no other way.
You just got to be. I think my biggest thing is consistency. It's like if I can just be
Mhm.
consistent, then I think
Exactly,
maybe,
yeah.
just maybe, I can get a following. But I think as long as people like it, as long as somebody out there likes it, then I feel a little bit better about it. So
Yeah, it's the same with game development, you know, as long as three people like your game and I don't know, give you a positive review and tell you something that they liked about it, it really makes your day.
I'll get random comments from YouTube like on videos that I released a while ago, and people are like,
Mhm.
how does nobody know about this?" I'm like, well, that's YouTube for you. I don't know.
Yeah, YouTube
Like,
algorithm changed
I'm
a lot over the years. So
I'm just glad that somebody commented. So I never. I'm like, hey, leave a comment in the link down. Like, I'm not. I guess that's maybe my biggest fault there is that I'm not building that kind of traffic. But whatever.
yeah,
I'm.
probably you should try to put some call to action there.
If you guys are watching this video now, put a comment saying that you're watching this video and put in your favorite timestamp in the comments down below. Make sure to like, thumbs up,
And
make sure
subscribe.
to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your family that I
And
I just
wish list Viking Vengeance on Steam as well.
so transition. Here we go. We'll do it. Okay. So, everybody out there, thank you for watching. Make sure to check out Viking Vengeance. You can wishlist it on Steam today or any day that you're, unless it's out, then you can buy it immediately, which you should check it out. And
Def-
subscribe to the show if you want to. If you don't, that's cool too. Comments in the video. Remember, put down your favorite comment in the comments down below, and I'll make sure one lucky person might I might read their comment. I don't know if it's funny, I would, but
Might get the shout out, right?
yeah, exactly. And then, yeah, if you end up liking this, I've started doing video. I wasn't doing video before, but I figured why not? I accidentally went into video, so now I'm like, all right, let's try video for a little bit. And I keep moving my arm and shaking the camera.
Yeah, but
uh,
it comes with a learning curve. So
and
next time I will know that you also do videos, so I will come prepared.
I mean, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen with this?
Yeah,
Maybe
indeed.
maybe a year from now, you're gonna be like, I'm working on the next big thing. Like maybe Viking Vengeance absolutely just takes off, and we're both just like
We will
huge.
be lucky. Yeah, we hope for that. Yeah, yeah, maybe maybe this is our ramp, you know.
this is our this is our claim to fame. This is where we ramp up. This is where we become the next big thing. So who knows?
Today, tonight, yeah.
Our big episode is trying to inspire one another into accomplishing so much. We're trying.
Yeah.
Well,
Here's hoping.
here's to hoping. Once
Yeah.
again, everybody out there that's watching, my hands fly around the screen here. Thank you so much for watching. Watch other videos as well. Check out the game, and yeah, who knows? We'll see you in the next episode. Wait, that's a Markiplier thing. Do I need a catchphrase?
Definitely.
Thanks for what. I don't even know what I could do for a catchphrase. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it wasn't terrible.
Perfect. That sounds amazing.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Okay.